Hey Digital Trailblazers, this is Leah Ray from digitaltrailblazer.com, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to get more views on your YouTube videos even if you're still a small YouTube channel. And I'm going to lay out for you exactly what YouTube looks at when it decides whether it wants to rank and recommend your video. And I'm going to give you some tips on exactly what to do to make those statistics look better on your videos. Plus, at the very end, I'm going to share with you the #1 way that professionally managed YouTube channels get more views and get more subscribers on their brand new channels. And if you do this, it's like adding rocket fuel to your channel, and it can bring in a flood of views and subscribers literally overnight. So stay tuned. Now, if you want to get more views on YouTube, you need to understand what YouTube is looking at when deciding to rank or suggest your videos. And basically, it fits into 3 things. Now, in general, YouTube's goal is to keep people watching videos on YouTube as long as possible. Why? Because it's how they make money. They make money by showing people ads while they watch videos. So the longer people watch, the more money YouTube makes. So the 3 main things that YouTube uses to decide whether or not to give your video more views are the click-through rate, the view duration, and after video actions. So basically, you get people to click on your video. Then you get people to watch the whole video. And then number 3, you get people to watch more videos on YouTube. And right now, you're probably thinking, well, duh, of course that's what YouTube wants. But what you might not know is that YouTube actually gives you these statistics on all of your videos. And with those numbers, those statistics, you can systematically increase the numbers. Now, first of all, the click-through rate, or the CTR. So getting more views on YouTube, it really all starts when someone clicks on your video. So when YouTube shows your video, your title, thumbnail to people, what percentage of the time do they click your video versus someone else's video? So what causes people to click? Well, the first thing is having a compelling title. You want a title to your video that actually will grab people's attention and make it seem interesting and something that they actually want to watch. Some bland, uninteresting title is not going to get a lot of clicks. So here are 4 very simple ways that you can spice up your titles and get more clicks. Number 1 is to use the get X without Y formula. So get X being the benefit without Y, which is like the pain that you want to avoid. So how to run a 5K without training every day, or how to lose weight without making crazy changes to your diet. Number 2 is to use specific numbers whenever you can. So for example, instead of saying how to run a 5K fast, you'd say something like how to run a 5K in under 20 minutes. Or instead of saying how to lose weight fast, you would say how to lose 15 pounds in 14 days or less. Number 3 is to turn your video into a listicle. For example, instead of how to run a 5K, you'd say top 5 ways to train for a 5K, or 3 tips for increasing your 5K time. And instead of saying how to lose weight, you turn it into a listicle by saying 10 best ways to lose 15 pounds or more. Listicles work great. People love to click on them. And number 4 is to state a specific benefit whenever possible in your title. So instead of saying something like how to run a 5K, you would say how to run a 5K and become a top finisher. Instead of how to lose weight, you might say how to lose weight and look great in a bikini. Simply adding that benefit to your title can get a lot more clicks. Now, the second piece that goes into the click-through rate is the thumbnail. Now, the thumbnail, the whole purpose of it is just to get their attention, get them to stop scrolling through their feed and actually read the title. So the thumbnail doesn't have to have the name of the title all in it, and it really shouldn't. The thumbnail should just grab their attention and get them to read the title. Now, a good practice I have when I'm creating thumbnails is actually searching for the topic or the keywords or whatever I'm creating the video on and seeing what are the thumbnails that come up. Now, when I'm creating my thumbnail, I want to make sure it's going to stand out from the other stuff. So I know for specific types of videos, maybe there's lots of purple, lots of pinks or something in the background. Well, I'm definitely not going to use those colors. I'm going to use something different that's really going to grab someone's attention. So now that you've gotten people to click your video, the next thing you got to pay attention to is how long they're actually watching it. This is very important. And when you're looking at your statistics on your videos, there's 2 pieces of this puzzle you need to pay attention to. One is considered your average view duration, AVD. This is the amount of minutes and seconds on average that get watched when someone checks out your video. The second is average view percentage, or AVP. This is the, on average, what's the percentage of the video that's being watched. Now, when it comes to the percentage, you definitely want it 50% or higher. The duration, the total number of minutes, That's going to help with your overall channel and the watch time and everything else. So both are very important. Now, these are audience retention graphs. Essentially, they're walking you through your entire video, showing you where people are leaving or watching on your video. Now, this first one has an average view duration of under 2 minutes, and it's an almost 13-minute video, so that's really bad. It has a very bad average view percentage of just 14.8%. Now you can see that very steeply drops off at the beginning of this video, and by the end, it's almost at 0. So this is definitely not a video that YouTube wants to promote. Now compare that to this video, where the average view duration is almost 5 minutes in length for a 9.5-minute video. It has a great average view percentage of over 51%. Now when you're looking at the actual graph here, you can see that it has more of a slow burn, that there's not a very steep drop off at the beginning, and it ends at over 40%. So now that you understand what's happening here, how do you actually make it better? Well, one of the main things is you need to start with a hook right at the beginning of your video. You need to get their attention. You need to draw them into what you're about to say and really reinforce whatever that title and that thumbnail was about. They need to know that, yes, that's what they're going to get in this video. Now, the second thing that you need to pay attention to is jumping right into the meat and potatoes of the content. You see this mistake all the time where people just start rambling about what their channel's about, why you should subscribe, telling them to click some link or do all of this kind of stuff before they get into what the actual video is.
He just kept talking in one long, incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic so that no one had a chance to interrupt. It was really quite hypnotic.
So they do all of that, and then they add this 30-second, branding logo thing, and then maybe they might get started into the content. Well, guess what? You're going to lose almost everybody by then.
Oh yeah, we are definitely out of here.
Yes! So you need to keep that stuff as short as possible and get right into the core content. And then finally, as you close your videos, you need to wrap it up pretty quick. People, as soon as they start hearing these cues that your video is coming to an end, they're gonna leave. So keep it short, 10 seconds or less. Just sending them off to watch the next video and cut it off. You don't need to recap a bunch of stuff, talk about subscribing and all this other junk, because you will see your retention just tank as soon as people pick up cues that the video is ending. Now, once you get people to watch the entire video, that's awesome, but you also need to then work on extending their viewing session. So get them to watch more YouTube. So one thing that you need to make sure is that your content has a consistent theme to it, a consistent theme to all of your videos. So a common mistake that a lot of people make when they get started is they'll maybe do a vlog video, and then they'll do a how-to video, and then they'll do some tech review videos, and it just doesn't make sense together.
Not the matches. Well, it's a style of decorating. It's called eclectic.
Whenever you're creating content, you need to ask yourself, would this same hypothetical audience person, would they be interested in all of these videos? Because that answer needs to be yes. You want to create videos that people are going to watch one to the next, because not only does it mean they can binge watch your content, but it also makes sense for the YouTube AI. YouTube is very, very complicated, and they're analyzing what type of viewer likes your content. If you are all over the map on the type of content that you're creating, how are they going to find the perfect viewer for your channel?
Does not compute. Does not compute.
But when your content is really aligned, it's much easier for YouTube to find the perfect viewer to put your content in front of. Now, if you want people to watch the next video, guess what you got to do? Tell them to watch the next video. You should have one main CTA, a call to action, in all of your videos. And in reality, instead of telling people to subscribe and click the link and do all this other stuff, you should just be sending them to the next video. Because if you get them to watch several of your videos in a row, guess what? YouTube's gonna haunt them to make them subscribe, and it's gonna tell all the right signals to YouTube that this is great content. So what is a secret hack to get a massive influx of views and subscribers literally overnight? Collaborations. Finding someone with an audience that is similar to the one that you're building and actually collaborate with them. Now, it sounds too easy to be true, but we've seen it with our own channel where we have a massive influx of views and subscribers just from a little collaboration that we've done with a similar channel. There's basically 3 types of collaborations you can do. You can have someone just use the community tab and make a post referring their audience to you. This is probably the least effective, but also the easiest ask. It's the easiest thing for someone to agree to. Now, you can move up a little bit and get a card where someone inserts an info card like this one for your video. So sending their viewers to your video. They can verbally call it out or just have the card there. Then the third is actually the best, the most effective, but also the biggest ask, which would be end screens. So as someone wraps up their video, they're actually sending them on the end screen to your video and hopefully verbally calling it out as well. So you should always be actively looking out on YouTube for channels that you can collaborate with and reaching out to them. Now, if you have similar views and subscribers as the other channel, you could just reciprocate. So you can send your viewers off to watch one of their videos and vice versa. Now, if there's a big difference in the size of your channels or amount of views that the other person is getting, you're really going to look at some level of cost for this. But it can be money really well spent if it's the right audience. Now, if you haven't yet spent a bunch of money on a fancy DSLR camera, you need to watch this video next, top right corner of your screen or at the top of the description, to learn how to create professional level videos with only a cell phone. I'll see you soon.